Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach the Gear Guy, OGE, coming back at you with the 15th episode of Zach the Gear Guy Predicts, or SHW 35. This is my favorite SHW 53. Sorry, I got the number wrong. SHW 53. Episode 15 of Zach the Gear Guy Predicts. This is and the reason why I missaid it is because I am hyped for this particular event. I've said it before in my previous predictions for this event. This is my favorite time of year. It is the RumbleJack. I will explain the rules of the RumbleJack match when we get to that match, trust me. But it's happening this Friday at 7 Honor Wrestling. And I've been in the business for about 3 years in the wrestling business. And I always like to, RumbleJack is just like another reflection of like how I've been, how I started 2020 and still in the business is just a huge thrill for me. But as you can see, but for those of you who are new to the channel or haven't seen any of my prediction videos, I will run down our rules as usual. All predictions in this video are my own. Nobody's messaged me. Nobody's bribed me, DM'd me, etc. to persuade the votes. All of these are my raw reactions to the match card. And all of these matches are announced were announced on the SHW social media channels and platforms, and these are not actually in order on how these matches were announced, but how I believe the show will run. Again, definitely check out episode 16 for that particular episode for the results to SHW 53 RumbleJack. But we do have an amazing card. As you can see, I have the card right here. So let's get into it. First up, we have the Southern Honor Tag Team title match. And boy, this is a rematch that I've wanted and the SHW faithful have wanted for quite some time. Finally, my guys, the OG members of Grind Club, All-Star Special, Hold My Beer Hansen, William Huckabee, finally get their rematch for the Southern Honor Tag Team titles against the Higharchy, Murder One, and Joe Black, who are your current tag team champions within Southern Honor. Honestly, I have close ties to the Higharchy as of late. I also have close ties to All-Star Special, being that they are like literally the first couple of friends I made in the business. Abraham Lincoln once said, I believe the phrase is, "A house divided cannot stand." So thus, whilst I'd love to predict a winner here, it's like flipping a coin. It's a 50-50 chance here. All-Star Special were wrongfully terminated after they lost to Happy Madness. I believe not at RumbleJack, but I believe it was Dishonor, or during episode number 9 or Never. Sorry for any spoilers, but where we saw them get fired for no reason, and now they are back and they want those titles back. And I believe they lost to the Higharchy at Intense. I was not in attendance there, but I think I heard on the socials that they lost at Intense their tag team titles, or somewhere else. But Higharchy versus All-Star Special. Whew. I said it once, I'll say it again. A house divided cannot stand. I am going to be neutral in this position. Either team, either team winning, it will be a good match for me. This is going to be one of those matches that's going to be really good on the card. I won't be upset if the Higharchy retain. I won't be upset if we crown new champions, because they are both close friends of mine. Speaking of which, speaking of friends in the business, we have a Jake the Snake Legacy Open Challenge match. As my homie from Kennesaw, Georgia, Chip Day, takes on, who knows? Chip said someone tried to take this title from me, and so we don't know who it's going to be. It could be Kenway again, could be Cyrus for all we know, could be somebody as Judas, Nick Halen, we don't know. Could be somebody new from Georgia, new to Georgia Wrestling, coming from like Nightmare Factory, coming from Southern States Pro. They could come from Southern Fried, other promotions across the country, who knows, to take this Jake the Snake Legacy Championship from Chip Day. Although I do have a feeling that this could be a good way to reintroduce Kyle Matthews into the picture, but that could be a long shot in my eyes, seeing it go that way. But yeah, Chip Day versus who, I have no idea. This is why you guys gotta come on out to these shows, because you never know who's gonna show up. We say it every single time RumbleJack happens. People come from the north, the south, the east, the west. You never know who's gonna show up in Southern Honor. But Chip Day versus a mystery opponent for the Jake the Snake Legacy Championship. Chip Day coming off that match with Kenway. We got more than a 15-minute time limit to determine the winner between Kenway and Chip to crown it. And Chip can put somebody through the ringer, I can tell you that, because I am a huge fan of Chip Day. I love Chip Day matches. Chip Day makes a great champion. I just don't see him losing the title just yet, since he's just won it. And props to Jake the Snake for being there last month to hand Chip the title and meet and greet fans. It was a wonderful time to see Jake Roberts there. But my prediction is Chip is still your Jake the Snake Legacy champion at the end of the night. Next up, we have the SHW title match. And it is a three-way match, as Gunnar Miller and Corey Hollis look to take on your current SHW champion, Michael Judas, who's returning after seemingly after his best friend and stablemate Todd Sexton and Nick Halen came to an unsuccessful defeat at the hands of Gunnar Miller and Corey Hollis last month. This is a tough one, because in three-way matches, the champion does not have to be pinned. Gunnar Miller could pin Corey Hollis could pin Gunnar could pin Judas, you know. Anything could happen in a three-way match. But yeah, it's just like a few SHWs ago, I think it was, Judas versus Gunnar, for the title. I do think Todd Sexton, the knockoff Don Callis, no pun intended there, but Todd Sexton should be out with Judas, you know, like observing the match or like saying, you know, this match shouldn't happen. But I don't see any. But I do see like people trying to get the title back from Judas, considering it is RumbleJack. But I do believe Corey Hollis when he was champion, retained during RumbleJack as he faced off against Ashton Starr back in 2020. David Ali retained his title during RumbleJack when Jordan Kingsley challenged him. I do think it would be apropos to say that Judas is still your Southern Honor champion after this match, which leads into the RumbleJack match itself. Now, the rules for RumbleJack are basic casino battle royale rules, meaning 2 men enter over the top rope elimination, and both feet must touch the floor elimination style. Anything goes. So like you can bring tables, you can bring light tubes, you can bring etc. Whatever you want to use in the ring, and it's all legal. When we're down to the last 2 men, the eliminated participants come out, and it turns from a casino battle royale into a lumberjack match to determine a new #1 contender to the Southern Honor Wrestling Championship. Or probably, I think our general manager, Gary Lamb, also came on and said, like, since we recognize Cruel as the IWTV champion, I believe he might give the person who wins it a shot at Cruel, or like whatever pickings they want. You know, we don't know the full whim on that. But we do know that there will be. In the past, we've seen about 30 men. We've seen 31 men. We've seen about 32, I believe, last year. Typically around the 30-31 mark. But man, Jake Roberts, you have outdone yourself. There is a whopping 35 entrants in this RumbleJack match, which makes this the largest RumbleJack ever in the history of Southern Honor. Now, I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 known entrants in here. And also, I do want to shout out Immortal Tattoos, Michael Holmes, Cheyenne the Sign Girl for sponsoring the RumbleJack. They've had a couple of entrants in the past that were sponsored by them, whether it be Stevie Richards, Ernest the Cat Miller, in the RumbleJack match. So it'll be cool to see if they sponsor anybody into the RumbleJack this year. But shout out to Immortal Tattoos. They've been a really good sponsor of Southern Honor whenever it comes to RumbleJack season. But out of the 35 men, we only know 12, I believe. 1, 2, 3. We only know 13 participants so far, which is really, really nice to know. So, out of the 35, and mind you, this does not include any surprises into this math here, we have Owen Knight, Movie Mike, Ashton Starr, Nathan Mowery, Sunny Daze, Bryce Cannon, Zach Mosley, the Kenway, Cornelius Pepperbottom, Trey Shaw, Hunter James, Chip Day, and then there's one more abbreviation on here that escapes me, but I might fix it in post. So definitely check the description down below for a full list of people who are entering the RumbleJack. Not the full list, but, you know, the list of known participants will be down in the description. if I've missed anybody. But if I had to guess on who the other men are in this match, I could see Gunnar Miller being one of those. I could see Corey Hollis, Murder One, Joe Black, Hold My Beer Handsome, William Huckabee, Hold My Beer Handsome, William Huckabee. Now, at the end of the last show, I think I saw Cyrus out, looking at Cruel and like patting him on the shoulder. I would also make a controversial pick and say that Cruel is entered into this thing, even though he is the IWTV World Champion. I mean, you've got people who I probably have never seen wrestle before coming in, like Trey Shaw. I've never seen him wrestle. But just the fact that you have all three members of Exotic Youth, that being Bryce Cannon, Zach Mosley, Cornelius Pepperbottom, that does kind of wonder, like, how long will they last in this thing? Owen Knight has actually lasted a long time in this RumbleJack. But could we see, like, the odd pairings that we usually see in the RumbleJack matches, where wrestlers who usually don't get along could end up showing up? But, you know, it also brings into account, will any women be participating in this? Like, I know Danny Jordan has participated in RumbleJacks in the past. We've seen Jazzy Yang compete in RumbleJacks in the past. We've seen Zicky Dice in a couple. We've seen Tank in multiple. Tank, the Strong Style Psycho, compete in the RumbleJack matches before. You never know who's going to show up, is what I'm trying to say. Maybe Carly Bravo, Sean Dean. I have no idea. These are just all speculations coming from me. But out of the 13 that we do know, I gotta say, my best bets are on Ashton Starr, Owen Knight, Kenway, I could see going for the long haul, Chip Day, and Nathan Mowery, excluding all surprises, and all of that. But the only way you'll get to find out who the remaining 35 are out of these 13 is by actually coming to Southern Honor tomorrow night, Friday night, at the Action Building, and seeing what OGs return, who's back, who's new. Because you never know who's gonna show up. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know who your picks are. You can predict along with me in the comments section. But out of that, I'm Zach the Gear Guy, OGE, and I will see you in the next episode.